This episode of On the Line is presented to you by Living.fit, your one stop for all your fitness needs. Make sure you go download the app Living.fit today. Now here's the show. Welcome to On the Line. Today is Friday, August 19th, and we got a great show. It's the dawn of a new era. We got a new co-host. We'll introduce him after our interview with Bubba Jenkins. But as I just said, Bubba Jenkins, PFL semifinalist, going to be taking in the chip. This is just the first step, getting there. Great interview, awesome interview. Fucking love Bubba Jenkins. And then once we wrap up with Bubba, we go into our UFC 278 preview. A lot of fun doing something different with it. I think you guys are really going to like it. Once we wrap up with our UFC 278 preview, we got our medals for the week, and then just shooting the shit. So without further ado, if you're listening on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Listen on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, any other podcasting platform, hit that follow. I mean, leave a review if you want to be one of the cool kids. But without further ado, let's go on and dive on into Bubba Jenkins. We are joined by a very, very special guest. He's a bad man, dangerously single, and we are joined by the always electric Bubba Jenkins. My man, you ready to fly 7 hours to London, England tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Yeah. How'd you know I was leaving tomorrow? How'd you know I was
You told me you were leaving tomorrow in our I messaged you.
Okay. Research. All right. Yeah. I'm ready. Some people are leaving a couple days later. But yeah, I got it. That's why we have to schedule this today. Yeah, you're right. I did tell you. And I'm excited about it. It's gonna be a night. It's gonna be a night flight. So I'm gonna get all my work. I'm gonna do all my chopping wood in the morning and get packed. So I'm packing today, and I'm excited about getting out there. I'm excited about what this trip may hold.
Exactly. It's kind of like you're going back in time because you used to fight for Brave and a couple other organizations, and you won some championships over there. Does it kind of feel like you're going back in time for the semifinals?
Yep. I think I might even. Someone might have sent me that I might be fighting at the same arena that I fought at in the other organization, but maybe not. That could just be like a little Twitter thing. But nonetheless, I'm excited to go back to London, which I did win the title in, and I'm excited to see what that may hold for the semifinals event. It didn't last long, and I'm feeling freaky like that again. So I'm excited about this trip out to London again.
I love to hear that. So it's one of those things too. Like, you signed for an American promotion. You probably didn't think you were going to be out in London for a while, did you? You probably didn't even think you were going to fight outside of America when you signed with the PFL, did you?
Right. No, I didn't think they were going to go travel, but I'm a traveling man, so I like to everything in my past has always prepared me for what I got to do in the future. My steps are ordered, my steps are directed, so I'm not really tripping about anything that may come up because I know I've been through something similar or something that may hold some weight in that field.
Exactly. I love it. And so, real quick side note, I know you've been there before. Is the food there really like tasteless? Is it real? Do they not use seasonings over there, like as stereotyped here in America?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be trash. I'm not excited about that. I'm not excited about that. I'm actually just left one of my vegan spots right now. I'm not vegan, but sometimes when I get closer to my diet and things like that, I switch some things up. But I just left a spot here. It's one of those happy places. They're really good and they're really healthy for you, but it's a mental thing for me. So I'm grabbing some food from them, and yeah. I know that it'll probably be good for my diet to go out there and just eat, chicken, a grilled chicken, baked chicken, however they're gonna make it with some vegetables. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty bland. And I think even after the fight, we're gonna try to find some seafood or something. So yeah, we're gonna try to mix it up. But yeah, it is as bad as you think it was gonna be, for sure.
Well, at least you're going there for $1 million opportunity. Came up short last year, but this time around, it's a little bit different. You don't have you don't have that background noise anymore. You're locked in, dialed in, and it sounds like you're feeling confidence all time high.
All time high, man. I'm excited. And it's not really a confidence that I'm getting from myself, even though people know that I'm pretty confident. To see how Dewey Cooper is running around buzzing, making posts about me, to see how excited he is about my training and the camp and the work that I've been putting in. I don't even take my own word for if I'm ready when fight time comes along. When he says that I'm ready, that's when I know that I'm ready. I don't even go into my own head and question if I'm ready or not because he's seen them all. He's created champion. He's become champion. He's seen champions become champions without, from a distance. And, it's just a beautiful thing to have a man like that in your corner, be hands-on as much as he is, truly direct everything about your camp and get you prepared for war. I mean, we pray for peace, but we're prepared for war, and I'm excited at what tools that he may draw out of me. I told him with the combination that we've been working on, he might catch a charge with some of the things that we're doing. So it's all on him, all his fault. I just go where he says go. I do what he says do, and I think he's created a monster in this camp. We didn't take much time off from the last camp, and we're really locked in on that $1 million goal.
You're like the video game character. He's just a controller. He's just controlling you. You don't have any
100%.
say what happens. It's him.
And
it's all him.
What's scary is people said that about me and my high school coach, and that was a scary thing back when we had that type of chemistry. People thought that my high school coach was my father in a sense that he wasn't. He was just another athletic, smart, intelligent black man that happened to really understand the sport in which I was doing in wrestling. And I just happened to hear him speak to me, and I just went and do what he did and when he told me to do it. And that's the same thing. I'm kind of getting that chemistry back with Dewey, where he thinks a thing, I'm already thinking it. He speaks a thing, I'm already yes sirring it. It's a really good chemistry we got, and that's the type of in the gym yard work grind we've been doing, where you can really get inside the depths of training camp and really start to hone in as a warrior, honing their skills and sharpening their sword with such a sensei like Dewey Cougar, the Black Cobra.
Goat shit, you got the hat, you got the goat shit,
Yeah, goat shit.
Exactly. So I know obviously you don't look past Kudo, but I feel like this is kind of lined up perfectly for you. This is a playoff format. You got Kudo in the semifinals to avenge from last year, and then hopefully, God willing, we get Chris Wade in the final. Like, you couldn't ask for a better story.
Yeah. No, I think the people are starting to see fans of mine, even if you're not a fan of mine and you're just a fan of like Revenge or the second story or the comeback kid story, you want to see this Chris Wade fight. I don't want to start a WWW We Want Wade chant, but because that'll get out there in London, and I don't mind if Lockname knocks Wade out. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, I could care less what happens on the other side of the bracket, because I know Kudo is such a formidable opponent. I know I am going to grab my popcorn after I popcorn right on top of Kudo's head and grab my kudos from him. But after I get the job done with Kudo, I'm going to sit on the side of the cage with Dewey. We're going to be sharing popcorn, putting some seasonings on it, doing what we want to do on the side of the cage, waiting for one of these boys to prove they're ready to go to that level with me, because right now, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, I'm on another level, and I'm truly at a place where I'm at peace with, the results that may happen when we get in the cage. There were some questioning things last year. We ain't questioning nothing this year. You question my skills, you will get an answer.
Hell yeah. And at the end of the day, too, who gives a fuck who you fight in the championship? Because at the end of the day, $1 million is $1 million. Doesn't matter who you beat. You can beat me in the cage for $1 million, and it's $1 million.
Yes, sir. That's yeah. And I'm excited about whoever wins on that side. Lockname was a long time coming because we had such a charismatic year last year with each other. So people want to see that. It's got a lot of fan base on it. That's an exciting fight. But also everyone who knows me knows that I didn't show up at the Wade fight, and he believes he's won a bigger fight than I believe he did, and I believe I lost that fight more than he won it. So we're well prepared to try to run that back and redo that fight.
Hell yeah. So obviously we don't want to look too far past Kudo. I mean, he is a tough motherfucker. He hits like a fucking truck. He might be the hardest hitter you fought this camp, and it is the first time you're going to fight someone that you actually have had scheduled originally. We're not going to get that last second replacement. Well, we are still a little over a week away, so you never know. But as of now, we're still on pace.
Don't you do that to me, Doug. Don't do it. Too many. Like, what if I had 4 or 5 fights in the PFL, and I think I've had 3 or 4 replacements. People get hurt when it's time to chop wood against me. But no, we're getting Kudo. We're getting the best Kudo. We don't hear or heard or try to hear of any injuries in his camp. We wish him all the best. We bless him and hope that he comes to 100%, because we're excited about the performance that we can put on, depending on who he is. What he shows up to be. If he shows up to be the man on tape, we're in for a good fight for the fans. If he's less than that, it may be a problem.
Well, there might be a problem. No matter what, the fans are gonna be entertained. It's just a matter of if you get them out early or you get them out later. It's just a matter of which one they want to get. Do they want a longer fight where you put a little more into your can, a little more into the art, or you get it out quick and then straight to the popcorn.
You said it, not me.
So if you are to win and you are to win the $1 million championship, I have to ask: would that be a Big Ten championship or is that a Pac-10 championship or Pac-12?
That would be a Big Ten championship
Okay,
because
so
the
I like
years
that.
the years that it molded me to become who I was for the Pac-10. The reason why I won nationals in Arizona is because of who I was at Penn State.
Okay, so
So
$1 million goes to the Big Ten. All right, I like that answer. I'm a Big Ten guy, so I like that.
yeah. So you're speaking in a sense of like who I would say who would claim, hey, we got $1 million champion. Who would claim that? Who would claim Big Ten or the Pac-10? You would ask who was claiming that. Is that what the question was?
Who's gonna claim? Who gets the right to claim your $1 million championship?
I can't. You can't have one without the other either, though, because I became champion. I was challenger and contender while with Penn State. But when I became an Arizona State Sun Devil, because of what I went through at Penn State, I became champion. So I cannot have the silver without the gold. You can't have one without the other. So they both would claim the NCAA wrestling would claim the $1 million champion, just like when Lance Palmer won it.
Okay. Speaking of Lance Palmer, I feel like you've haunted him everywhere you go. From wrestling in college, you beat him like five out of 6 times. Then you follow him into the PFL. You won a couple $1 million. Like, no, I'm gonna go do the PFL. Then you beat him right away. Do you feel bad for haunting his career?
No. Palmer paid for my. The funny thing is, me and Palmer's been boys since we were like 12, 13. We've been wrestling in the same places. I actually did take the OW, the Outstanding Wrestler at the Beast of the East tournament. I took that trophy from Lance Palmer, who had a stellar tournament that year, but I came out of nowhere and did some things and shocked the world. And, people finally put my name on the map that year in high school wrestling. So there's a couple times where, Palmer was the man, and I show up and I'm just like, hey, I want to do what he was doing. And then, I kind of rock the boat and do my own thing and steal the show a little bit. But I guess that's the bad man in nature. So I can't really trip on, what I've become. But he's bought a Lamborghini. He got a baby he just had. He's got houses and dogs, and Lance Palmer ain't hurting for nothing. He got 2 world titles on his walls. He got money in the account. He paid for my drinks this last fight. After I won the fight, we were out, about to go celebrate, and then he happened to be on the street about to go celebrate and catch an Uber, and I was like, hey, where you get it? So we ended up going to the same club or whatnot, rented out a little section, got the VIP, and then at the end, I told the lady, hey, make sure my card's down, make sure it's all on me, yada yada yada. And she was like, oh, no, this guy over here already took care of it. And I was just like, what? Who took care of it? And Palmer had put his card down, and I didn't think nothing of it. I had just won a big fight. I got good count. I said, yeah, I just won a big fight. Who put that money down? And I looked, and it said it was Palmer. And I was like, yo, Palmer, you put your card down? And then he goes, yo, I got it. And then I thought about the fact that he back-to-back put $1 million away, put $1 million away. And then I thought about myself. I was like, oh, yeah, you got it. Oh, yeah, matter of fact, hey, let me get a shrimp cut. Then
couple more bottles. Keep them coming.
But me and Palmer have been boys for such a long time, and he's such a cool dude that I'm not hunting him. I'm just happen to be in the same field at the same time. We're of the same generation in the same era, and I'm in my lane. He's in his, and he's a legend in his own right. Ohio legend, done everything for that state and for his wrestling career, and he's got, as you saw last year, the ending of the tournament, he's got more in his tank. So we'll see what Palmer becomes and what's the rest for him. But I'm excited for me right now.
I'm very excited for him. I'm excited for both you guys. But no, yeah, he also got some titles for the Big Ten. So always love that. So real quick, at the beginning of the season, I know your first fight for this past year, it was you got that big the guy I poked you, eye bulged up. How long did it take for that thing to recover?
My eye is still black.
Really?
From
that? Wait, from the last fight or from the first one?
From the first fight. It's never really healed. Like this black under here, right here, and the fact that it's kind of had this like little yellowish reddish tint. It hasn't really gone away. And if I look up and around, there's like, a couple of reddish vessels in that area. Um,
Jeez.
it was a real eye poke. It was a real thumbing in the face, eye poke type situation. But I can see very clearly there's no problems. We went to the doctor and it was all clear, no problem there. And, I got perfect vision. It just got some coloring on it and it hasn't really like stopped being black. I know I'm a black man, but damn, it looks like I forever will have a black eye. Even my dad, even my sons are like, Daddy, when is that going to go away? I'm like, when I get $1 million, it'll go away. I ain't really worried about it then. But right now, man, we got no injuries and we're walking into this fight really prepared to do some amazing things.
That's all that matters. All that matters. How long did it take for the swelling to go down?
About 8-9 days.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
So was it kind of just cardio then and some weights and things like that for a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes we hit some mitts, just not, we didn't go too tough and too rough. We chop wood according to injuries. That's for sure. We train smart. We train really, really hard. Don't get it wrong, but we train smart as well.
Yeah, goddamn right. Then the past fight too, you fought a guy with pink hair, and I've always kind of wondered this when the guys have this really bright hair. Let's say I don't know if he rocked you or anything like that, where like your vision got a little blurry, but doesn't it help a little bit when they have the pink hair because you can always identify him right away, like they don't blend in at all?
I was saying that he put a highlighter on his chin, so when we got into that little commotion, I was just aiming for pink. You know what I mean? And I clipped his jaw at the end of that round where we kind of got rowdy and we had an exchange, and it was truly me looking for his highlight. Yeah, so it's definitely an advantage. I thought highly of it. I like the fact that he did it because if I'm just kind of like in a zone where I'm not like looking directly at him, I can still pinpoint kind of where he is by just understanding where that pink is. And it's definitely not the most advantageous thing for you. So to each your own, but he got pieced up for it.
No, yeah, that's it. Would you ever dye your hair, or you're like, nah, fuck that, that's not me?
Nah, maybe later in my career. But I got locks, and it wouldn't be nothing wild. It'd be some warrior type, it'd be some gangster things. But yeah, I don't know about dyeing my hair.
Yeah.
Wow,
not going pink. I don't think pink's your look either. So I don't know if that would be a good look. No, I want to be a very good look. No, so real quick, one more thing about Kudo before we go. Like, I don't want you to give away too much of the game plan or anything like that, but I'm gonna make a crazy assumption. You're just gonna take him down and beat the shit out of him. Is that pretty much
it? Hey, wherever Kudo want it, he can get it. Really, real talk. He's such a humble and respectable guy. He hasn't had as many fights as the other guys in the division and things like that. As many fights as Brendan or Wade or me, or we're up there in the teams as far as wins will go, and he's just getting a 10 and a couple of losses. So I think that's going to play to his disadvantage. But I don't think his surprising shots are going to surprise me in any way to get takedowns. I don't think he can really stop me from pushing towards the cage and taking him down. I don't think he really can really deal with a lot of the power that I got coming his way. I think my striking is getting really, really sharp, and he extends in some ways. His arms are out, and he leaps in, and if I catch him leaping in when I'm doing my thing, and we both clash in the middle, I'm willing to roll my dice and see what the roll happens. He does have some knockout power, and we are privy to that. So we are understanding that be high and tight, keep the hands right, but I think it's going to be one-way traffic with you being very close to being Nostradamus and guessing the future on that one.
I like to think I'm smart sometimes. So one thing real quick too is like you're kind of speaking about your striking getting better, and it's obvious like it's getting better as you progress. I think it was before the last fight you said you're like 80% to where you think your striking can be. Are we still around there? Or are we getting closer to that 100%?
Yeah, we're about 88% right now.
88% loaded, 88% downloaded.
Yeah, we have sharpened up immensely. We will see some creative things this fight. We put the tools on him. We putting our hands together on him. And if he can't handle the pressure and he starts freaking out, we're just gonna capture him and smother them and do what we do. We
Oh.
have a really good game plan. I'm excited about what Kudo brings to the fight for me to fight against.
And so, I mean, I know at the very beginning of your career, this is the way you described your fighting style. You're like a bully fighter, like a robbery kind of fighter, like give me your lunch money kind of fighter. Would you still consider yourself like that, or would you say maybe it's not the same? It's no longer
Man,
street
it's been
fighter,
a long
robbery
time
fighter.
since I did understand that. It's been a long time since I made those claims, and been a long time since I actually been in that mindset. But I studied my last couple fights. I've been studying some of the film of in this camp, and I have been very much chew 'em up pit bull style of fighter lately. Pressure fighter, very intelligent. We on scary hours right now. I'm really good in shape, really in good condition, and if you can't stop me from blasting this two off, and getting my jab and my three going because I have a dangerous hook. If you're not stopping me on our feet, I'm really running you over. And then you start to wrestle, then I realize we're going that route, and I kind of click into the wrestler. It's scary when I get to going up and down and motioning and head kicking while I'm taking shots. It's not a good. It's not a good thing to be in there against me. So I have very much become a bully style fighter. Take your lunch money, and I'm gonna be looking for every Kudo out there. I'm gonna be looking for every Kudo you can give me.
Love to hear it. So I want to go back in the past a little bit. I know, obviously, I think you're a great athlete. You're a high profile. You're literally a pro athlete. You come from a very big background, like your high school. You played with Percy Harvin, right? Does I get that right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I heard a story in high school football. You got like nut shotted multiple times in the row, and a brawl broke out. After the whole brawl broke out, did you feel like I wish I could go and help the guys out, or were you able to get up and recuperate in time to get into the brawl?
I was up in time. Oh, someone's. Oh, no, I'm parked. About to see another bra here in a second. What is you gonna do? No, I was up in time, just in time for like really. If you retaliate at this point, everybody get in trouble, and there's a lot of people getting in trouble. Um, I didn't get to see Percy then. We talked on the phone later. But it was so chaotic, and it was in an area that was like they coming out the crowd. This ain't gonna just be no no.
Like Gridiron Gang kind of shit. Like Gridiron
Yeah,
Gang kind of shit where
this
everyone
gonna
gets
be a
on
real
there.
brawl. There's gonna be some parents involved. They're gonna, there's a whole, coaches got hit with helmets, and this was a real brawl, and it broke, it snapped by at the end of the game. We started shaking hands, and then because we kept the game so close, and it was a tough kind of game, they were kind of mad or whatever, but they were shaking hands, and then somebody nut shot at me, boom, and I dropped as the captain of my team. And then, of course, my brother or anybody following up, boop, 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 and then it starts, it's a wrap. We don't care who Percy is. We don't care, nobody knows what's going on. It's a brawl. So I was just trying to make sure I didn't get trampled on while I'm trying to get my breath back while I can still get in this fight. Nonetheless, I got scholarships on the line. So I'm also not trying to get kicked out of nothing, but it was a wild situation. That's a true story.
Yeah, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was the nut shot? Because it sounds like it was pretty rough.
10. Yeah, I didn't know it was coming. It was
Oh,
unexpected. We lost
that was
the
the
game.
one that like you feel like your
Yeah.
balls going into your
I was out
stomach.
for a while.
Ooh.
We lost the game. It's not expecting that. I'm the first guy in the lineup. We lost the game. There's no need for this. We got blown out after a while, but it was a close first half. So,
yeah, that's great. That's wild days. The wild days. So we got a motivated Bubba Jenkins going into this fight. I'm just curious. I know you like to do a word of the day, word of the month, whatever. What's the word of the day? What's the word of the week? What's the word of fight week?
Dominate.
Is it? Ooh,
dominate.
Like it.
We have not had this type of camp yet, and this camp breeds a performance of domination. The other fights, we were in control, and we did what we had to do, but we haven't got a finish yet. In all my PFL fights, it feels like we can push on the pedal a little more and get a finish. Everyone feels like, hey, let's. All right, okay. Well, this fight camp, I believe we can get to that point. We're going to dominate and try to push the pedal to get them out of there in every facet.
All right, love to hear it. So this is the last thing I got for you before I let you go. So obviously you're not going to say you're going to win by decision. You're not going to say you're going to lose. Like no one's going to ever fucking say that. But
Nope.
What's your final prediction for the fight? Where do you take him out? You take him
knockout
out in the first?
Second round, or referee pulls me off.
Ooh.
Referee pulls me off of him in the second.
Okay, that was quick. That was easy. That was right to the point. All right, man. So before
Yeah.
I let you go, if you have any sponsors, anything like that you want to shout out, go ahead and do so.
Just hit me on Bubba Jenkins MMA, Bubba_Jenkins on Instagram. All my sponsors, all my loved ones, they gonna be on there, man. And we show them love all the time. And I'm appreciative of everything we got going, man. It's the ride that they've been waiting for. So we're gonna take it to the team. Bad man team. Come soon, no.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
He's a bad man. He's a real bad man, but that's Bubba Jenkins. So, as I said at the beginning, new era, dawn of a new era. We got our new co-host, Anthony, on the show. Anthony, go ahead and a little introduction of yourself.
What's up, everyone? I'm Anthony. We're really just here to enjoy some UFC content, some sports content, bring you some fun conversations, not your usual, boring breakdowns, just, fighter weight and how much their arm reach is and height and record. We're going to go a little deeper, keep it casual, keep it funny, but, informative and still give you some good information. So I'm glad to be here, glad to be part of the team, and can't wait to get started and do more of these shows with you guys.
Fuck yeah.
Sir.
And by casual, we're not like, by casual, man, let's just relax. Like, we know what we're talking about. We're not like, casuals like Conor McGregor.
The conversation is casual.
Yeah, nice and casual. Like, we're not out here saying Conor McGregor is going to go out there and beat Marty Juice.
No,
we're not.
No.
Casual vibes only.
Casual vibes. We are not casual viewers.
It would not be casual. It would be a tough scene if we were casual viewers doing a UFC MMA show.
100%.
Would be tough. All right, let's just go.
Yeah, definitely a tough scene.
Very tough scene. Let's go on and dive it into our new variation of our previews. So obviously, as we said, we're not going to go in there and give you the betting analysis, things like that. We want to help you as the viewer really appreciate the show. So we're going to kind of go through a couple of fights, and then at the very end, we'll kind of go through whatever ones we don't miss. And we have different categories for all these different fights. Names to be changed. A lot of these names are still works in progress. Give us about 2 or 3 weeks. We'll have it nailed down, but we'll kind of, for the first couple of weeks, we'll give you descriptions of what each fight means, and then we'll go ahead and dive onto it. So start with the first one. Pretty obvious. It's the Just Bleed fight. This is the fight of the night. Guarantee, this is going to be a banger. Anthony, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
Yeah. So I had 2 choices between this one, but we have to narrow it to one. My Just Bleed fight for UFC 278 is going to be Jose Aldo against Merab Dvalishvili. Name's a little
Dvalishvili. Yeah.
It's a tongue twister for me.
It is. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. It took me a while. I interviewed him. We had him on last year. Nice. I just kept fucking up his name. Like, dude, just tell me how to say it.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
It is, for sure. It's a tough one. I mean, there's a lot of I's in there.
Couple silent letters.
A couple silent letters.
The fact that you're on
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's
us American
choice for this one.
That's
us American. We have these boring names, Anthony,
Tommy, Harrison,
Tommy. Yeah, exactly.
Very simple, very straightforward. You read it, and that's how it's pronounced.
Exactly. But yeah, back to the Just Bleed. I have Jose Aldo against Merab. I think that fight is going to be a banger from start to finish. You have Merab with relentless takedowns, just relentless pressure, always coming forward. I mean, gets punched in the face, walks through it, gets kicked in the calves, walks through it. And you have Jose Aldo, who's, a vet. I mean, been in here forever, a legend, instantly going to get into the Hall of Fame of the UFC when he retires. And I don't know how this fight's going to go, but I know it's going to be exciting, and I know it's going to be a banger from start to finish. I expect a full 15 minutes in this one, and a lot of blood, right?
A lot of blood.
It is Just Bleed.
You're hoping for Just Bleed, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're hoping for. Whether Aldo's punching Merab in the face or whether Merab's ground and pounding Aldo, one of those things is going to happen, right? So I can't wait for it.
It really is. I feel like it really is a pick'em fight. It really just because Merab is
really
probably the best wrestler he's fought at that division, and it'll be interesting to see will Merab actually be able to? Will Jose's takedown defense really falter for 3 rounds, which is another thing. If it was 5 rounds, I feel like it would be you could lean more Merab. But it's 3 rounds, so it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting.
Yeah,
I was thinking
100%.
I was thinking about putting that as my Just Bleed. My Just Bleed though is going to be AJ Fletcher versus Angelusa. I think that fight's going to be a fucking banger. AJ Fletcher, I think the UFC hates him for some reason. I don't know what. They put him up against Matt Semmelsberger. Then they put him up against Angelusa, who, even though he's lost, he's a durable motherfucker. He has a decent gas tank. I think it's kind of hard to go off his last fight with. Oh my God, I'm spacing the name. Who was it? Do you remember?
It was
Lazez, who's connected to that one like dude that everyone's not supposed to be associated with, and that's another guy I can't remember his name, but yeah, but he's not. Yeah,
I know you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't. He must not be named. We're not going to talk about him on this show.
We don't even want to name him.
Yeah, we're not even going to name him. Don't even want to give him that credit. But yeah, this fight's going to be a banger, dude. I think AJ Fletcher's a dog. He do start hammers. They have some decent gas tanks, and I just think it's going to be a really fun fight. I think it's going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of haymakers that put a lot of people to sleep in that division, and they're both just going to eat it. I mean, Luce survived a whole 15 minutes of Jack Della Maddalena, and that dude's a tank. So I think
he was taking shots in that fight too.
Ooh, they both were. That was like one of the most. That's one of the best contender series fights I've ever seen, though.
He almost submitted Jack in that fight as well. Mm-hmm. He had Jack in a
an arm triangle.
A very tight an arm triangle choke, and Jack got out of it. So
apparently, what you have to do is put Jack in a submission, and then he'll finish you like right after. So
right,
it's not a Jack Della Maddalena fight until he gets put in a submission opportunity, unless it was facing 100%. Pete Rodriguez, which I guess he's getting another fight. But anyway, that's my Just Bleed. AJ Fletcher, Angelus. All right, let's move on to our next category. It is our Dana White privilege fight. So quickly explain this one. It's not Michael Chandler. It's like the fights where it's pretty obvious that they're setting someone up to win and continue their career, or just like setting someone up to get their name up there. And exciting fighters usually see a lot of guys who they see a lot of star potential in, and they'll set them up perfectly. So let's go on and dive on into this one.
Kind of like a jobber match in wrestling. Like they just throw this big name talent up against some random dude, pretty much kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the most recent example I could think of it's kind of like everyone Paddy Pimblett spot. So that's kind of pretty. He has
the Paddy Pimblett fight.
Yeah, we could also call this the Paddy Pimblett privilege, but we'll call it the Dana White privilege. Tony Ferguson, always gotta love him. But let's go on. Ant, what's your first one? What's your Dana White privilege fight?
All right, so I took a little different twist on this one. Mine is Yanan Wu versus Pudilova. And the reason why I went this way is both of these girls really aren't very good. And somehow they got moved up to that main event slot, which is the ultra Dana White privilege, if you ask me, because I mean, that should be the first or second fight of the night, get it over with, call it a day, and we don't got to watch them again. But a little more added to it is Pudilova's from the Czech Republic. Jiri is from the Czech Republic. Yes. He just won the title, and Jiri is fighting later on this year. So I think it's kind of a setup fight for Yanan Wu sucks. Like, to be frank, respectfully, she's just not very good.
In the most respectful way, she's a can. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly. And that's not saying Pudilova's good. She's been cut from the UFC before. This is her second time around. But I believe this is kind of a setup fight for her to win this fight and then potentially put her on that card with Jiri later on in the year to kind of get more fans from that region. And whether it's the Czech Republic, just Europe in general, like the Slovakian countries, I think that is kind of, that's how I'm rolling with this one. So that's my Dana White privilege fight of the night.
That makes sense. I like it. I don't think you're going to like what I have to say about that fight later. But I'm going to go ahead and go with my Dana White privilege fight. It's Tyson Pedro, Harry Hunsucker. I mean, Hunsucker is just getting fed to Samoans, and he just keeps getting finished by him. He's getting fed to another Samoan and Tyson Pedro. Tyson Pedro is just going to murder this guy. I don't know how he's going to finish him. Unless somehow going down a weight class, his chin gets better. I don't know how that works. Maybe he can take those punches. To be decided. First off, like I would never even touch this fight in terms of gambling, though, just because it's who the fuck knows, it's crazy. But in terms of like being set up perfectly for just like rising the ranks, Tyson Pedro is set up perfectly, which makes sense too because he was gone for so long. And they're probably trying to work him back up to the competition he really should be at. So Tyson Pedro gets my Dana White privilege this week.
Tyson Pedro's manager needs a raise, and if you're an up-and-coming fighter, go get that guy as your manager.
You should,
because you will get trash cans your first couple fights, and you get those win bonuses, and that's huge, man. So
I was actually talking to his manager too, like to get him on the show. So there's some reasons why he couldn't come on, but he'll come on later. So he's a future friend of the program. So shout out Tyson. You are getting the Dana White privilege. Oh yeah, I gotta love our man Tyson. So that's what we got for our lopsided Dana White privilege fights. Making our way down the list. Harrison, keeping track of all this, keeping track of the ones we're going
Absolutely.
through. Out of kid. All right.
Yes, sir.
So number 3, this is the one we tried to get everyone to decide what to call it. Right now, it's called the smoke break fight. You can call this the fight, the liquor store fight. You can call this fight the I'm going to go take a shit fight. This is the fight that really no one cares about. Really, this is the nicest way to say it. This is the fight you can skip and you won't feel like you're missing out on anything. We already talked about this fight. I'm going to go ahead and say mine real quick. It is Wu Yanan versus Lucy Pedalova. I don't care. This is a great fight. If you need to go to the liquor store, you need to go get smoke real quick. It's the perfect fight to do because it's right before Aldo, Merab, Paulo, Rockhold, and Usman, Leon. So I think it's kind of like the perfect fight also to do all that kind of stuff in the most serious and like the most literal term for what this fight is. It is actually like the perfect setup. And then also at the same time, I just don't care. So,
yeah, no, 100%.
That is my smoke break fight.
Yeah, that's funny because I'm actually flip-flopped as you. So the Tyson Payne and Harry Hunsucker fight is my liquor store fight of the night. And you might not even make it out the door before the fight's over. That's how quickly Hunsucker gets finished. But both of these guys don't leave much to be desired in the octagon to me. You see Pedro lose to Shogun, OSP, both,
past their primes.
Past their primes, latter stage of the career of those guys. So it really is just not. I don't think he has much to offer. And Harry Hunsucker, it's in his name. He sucks. We all know how this is going to. We know the outcome of this fight. It's going to probably be a first round finish, one way or the other, and it's going to be that. But you might not have much time to actually go take that break. So,
well, luckily,
in the literal sense,
the way that both of you set it up, you can have an extended smoke break for those two fights.
Both exactly. Yeah. You have an extra long break. Extra long.
A little longer. Yeah, that's actually kind of perfect the way we put it up. So there you go. Yeah. Just the middle of the main event. Who cares?
Yep. Who cares?
Which kind of sucks. There are a lot of fights on this card, I think, that are very worthy of being on the main card.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to it. Yeah. We'll get to it later. And this is
100%.
Which moves on to our next fight. I think this is actually a pretty good title for it. It's I just hope both guys have fun fight. This is the fight where I don't really care what happens. I like both guys, and we just hope that they have fun in there. No one gets too hurt. And at the end of the day, maybe they both go up their rankings, which won't happen. Probably more than likely won't ever happen. But Anthony, why don't you kick us off? Who do you just hope has fun in there?
I got Jared Gordon against Leonardo Santos for this one. 2 reasons. Jared Gordon is a fan of the show, so I don't want to go too crazy, and say anything wrong there. And Santos, he's 42. Like he's an old man, and I don't want to see an old man get beat up and get hurt in the octagon. Like I don't want to see that. His past 2 fights have been impressive, I will say. I thought he finished Clay Guida, and if Keith Peterson wasn't,
ripping cigs and fucking.
I don't know if he did shrooms before the fight, smoked too much weed, drunk, I don't know what, but he had Clay Guida out of there, didn't finish it. And, Jared Gordon, he's a good guy.
There you go.
And so I hope nothing bad happens to him either. Santos has power. Yeah, and I just hope they both have fun, man. Hope collect that check, have a great night. Go home, drink some beers, and enjoy the rest of the card, That's what I hope they do.
Well, hopefully Gordon doesn't drink any beers. I want him to go back on his addiction.
Oh, you're right about that. I forgot about that.
Put a few pops down or something.
Okay. Yeah,
a couple Cokes.
Plug a couple what's the thing that...
a Sprite.
Yeah, not a Sprite. What's the... oh, my God.
Shirley Temple.
No, fuck. They're like... It's what the insane clown posse people drink. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh. Not
Fagos. They drink a shitload of Fagos.
Yeah,
Fagos.
Strawberry Fagos.
Yeah, pound some strawberry Fagos. But that was actually originally mine as well, but I switched mine over the past 48 hours. Someone I used to just not like. I thought he was arrogant as shit. I did not like him. Luke Rockhold has changed on me, and I know he's going to get murdered. I know he's going to get stiffed. I just hope Rockhold and Paulo Costa both just have fun this weekend. I know they're not. I know someone's going to have a really bad night, but I just hope they have fun. I love Paulo Costa. I think he's one of the funniest dudes on Twitter. And then Luke Rockhold is just being so base this week. He's been it's been really weird how anti-UFC he's been this week. It's kind of very interesting to see how it works. kind of like, yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. It almost feels as if he knows it's his last time he's going to fight. So he's just kind of getting everything out of his chest. I don't know, but that's kind of been a theme.
Full,
yeah. He's going full
Giga Chad.
Yeah, he has been a Chad for a while. He's not gonna have the chin of a Chad. He's gonna go to sleep. But I hope they have fun. I hope he has fun.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with that one. I hope he has fun as well.
But he's not going to.
No, but he's not going to.
Well, Paulo's gonna have fun.
Paulo's gonna have a lot.
Paulo's gonna have
a lot of straight sex on Saturday night. He's gonna have a lot of straight sex.
A lot of straight sex and wine.
That's for damn sure. All right, let's go on. Let's go on to our next one. It's this is the fight that is. It's not going to see the judges. This is the fight we are throwing my kidney fight. Like I will sell my kidney if this fight goes to decision. For now, we're just calling it. Just doesn't see the judges fight. We don't have a term for it yet. We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, we will.
Anthony, why don't you kick us off?
I'm going with the main event.
Woo!
Usman against Leon Edwards.
I like that a lot.
I think Usman's putting him to sleep, and I think he's probably going to do it in the first 4 rounds. I think the power Usman has. I think the lack of power that Leon has, I just don't think Usman's going to respect it very much. And I think he's going to push forward, and he's going to clock him, and it's going to be night. It's 5 rounds, and that's a long time for Leon Edwards to survive. You think about the past couple fights Usman's had, he's pretty much finished everybody. Even in the fight against Colby, he had Colby hurt in that second round in their last fight. He could have finished that, but there was only like 10, 15 seconds left. If he had maybe 20 more seconds, he might have put Colby out there as well. So I think that Edwards is going to sleep in this one.
You see, I agree with your take, but I'm on the opposite side. I'm all aboard the Leon Edwards train. I've been a Leon Edwards believer. I've been a Leon Edwards truther, which you're going to find out very quickly, Anthony. I am a truther for a lot of different people. For MMA, it is Leon Edwards. I am a truther for Leon Edwards. The power thing, I saw a tweet he had earlier today about how he couldn't finish Bilal. That head kick fucked up Bilal. And Bilal is his chin is he has a Chad chin. I want to point this out. He has a Chad chin. He hasn't been finished as Vicente Luque, who is also he's another Chad. But rest in peace to that Chad. He's no longer a Giga Chad.
Oh no,
that
chin is gone.
It's gone. It's toast. But not only that, I mean, Kamaru's been rocked by a couple of people. I don't count the Gilbert Burns one because Gilbert Burns also almost put Hamzat away with like 7,000 haymakers, even though it took a while. But I think he's been rocked by Colby. He's been rocked, obviously, by Burns. And then Jorge Masvidal was just a fucking idiot in that fight, and I don't know what he was doing. He was toying too much. But I think if he tries to stand, I'll take Leon Edwards every day of the week. But I have a feeling that we're going to see some wrestling things with that. But I do lean more towards Leon in this fight. I like Leon a lot. I think more or less, I'm picking Leon because I just want to pick Leon. I'm a Leon truther. I'd be going against my grain. Fabian Edwards is a fan of the not a fan of the show. He's a friend of the show. So I stick with my Edwards boys.
That's fair.
And also just because we haven't seen a big upset in a couple months now, so I'm all aboard that one. So just dumb brain kind of thinking there on that one. Rubber do, even though we had Nunes lose this year, that was what, like 7 months ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So now we're due for a really big upset. That's not controversial. We're due for like a holy shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's gambler's brain right there. Like,
no, that should that's dumb brain. That's dumb brain thinking. I said,
well, gambler brain and dumb brain are kind of one and the same.
That is also very true.
Yeah,
that's how my very dumb brain works. I'm trying to think. I said that to one guy once. I forget who it was. He's like, "Yeah, that is really a fucking stupid take." I forget who it was about, but I was like, "That's just how my dumb brain works." And he's like, "Well, yeah, it is pretty fucking dumb." And I was like, "Yeah, well, that's facts. I'm not going to sit here and deny it."
No,
but anyway,
sometimes the dumbest takes look the best, though, right?
Oh yeah, if they hit.
Yeah, if they hit, like, oh, you look like a genius.
You look like a genius. Yeah.
Paulo
hit you with the gift of prophecy.
That's true. Paulo does hit me with the gift of prophecy. I will say this, not to toot my own horn a little too much, but go back to before the NBA Finals. I said Andrew Wiggins is going to be a dark horse MVP candidate for the finals. Just saying, he was. And there were people like actually making the case. Maple Jordan, my guy. My destiny is.
He was second place in that rankings.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. No big deal or
He
anything.
had a great finals.
Oh,
great finals.
He played great in the playoffs.
Good call on that though. That is a good call.
I love me my Maple Jordan. Now it's Jameis Winston's turn.
No longer a first round draft bust.
No, that's true. He's no longer the first overall draft bust, which he wasn't really that bad. He wasn't like Anthony Bennett bad. It was just people thought he'd be LeBron, and he never was LeBron. He's like a volume shooter who didn't play great defense. But
he just got drafted to the Timberwolves.
Yeah, he's drafted to the Timberwolves.
That's always a tough scene.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That's like being drafted by the Jets or the Jaguars. You're fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, back to UFC. Back to what we're doing real quick. Let's go on to the next fight. This one is a Sal D'Amato special. This is the fight where someone's going to get fucked over, or at the very minimum, it's going to be a split decision, and that could be either from maybe the fight style is going to be like, maybe they're going to be grappling, but they value striking, or maybe it's the other way around. You don't know, but like, it's just going to be one where I'm pretty sure there's going to be we think there's going to be a split decision, or at least going to be a lot of controversial takes on it. Anthony, why don't you kick this off for your Sal D'Amato special?
Yeah, my Sal D'Amato special this week is Jay Perrin and Akuri Lang. I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough.
It's I think that these guys, like, they physicality wise, they're like literally identical. And then you look at their grappling numbers, it's like literally identical. The only difference is Akuri Lang, his striking is a little bit higher, like the output wise. But outside of that, like, this fight is super duper close. Everything you look at from the numbers is super duper close. I think it likely goes to all 15. And we're going to be sitting here looking at the screen like, I don't know who's going to win this. Probably going to be a split. And especially if Sal D'Amato is judging this, it's going to be a split. He's betting on these fights. So whoever he bet on is getting the dub in this one. So that's my Sal D'Amato special. I'm excited for this fight. It's an exciting fight.
It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think they're going to be banging it out for 15 minutes.
I do love to fade Chinese fighter. It's not named Li Jingling. Like, that's one of my favorite things to do, is to fade the Chinese fighter. So you haven't really done very well. Yeah. Oh, and Zhang Weili.
They've been winning lately. The Asian fighters have been winning.
They haven't picking it up. So my Sal D'Amato special is one we talked about already, and it's Jose Aldo versus Merab Dvalishvili. I have this really weird feeling. Jose is going to do more damage. It's going to be pretty obvious he does more damage, but Merab's going to have like more control time, and he's going to have and with this weird little gap of like control time to where it's going to be, okay, is that worth more than the damage Jose did to Merab? I think that's going to be our Sal D'Amato special. The styles are like perfect for this kind of a fight, and the way they fight is kind of perfect for that. So we'll see. I think the Jose Aldo Merab, though, I think that's going to be a split decision, or like I don't know who the fuck won it.
Yeah, that was honestly, it was between those two fights for me. It was Aldo, but I used Aldo for the fight tonight, or the Just Bleed. So I didn't want to use it again, so I had to pick something else. But that was up there. Those are my top two choices. Yeah, and I agree. It's going to go to the scorecards, and we're probably not going to know who's winning it. Just like you said, damage versus control time. Minute winner versus moment winner. What's it going to be?
Unless Aldo just goes out there and does what Marlon Moraes couldn't finish.
That's true. That's true.
But I don't know if that's. We'll see. It'll be a very fun fight. Yeah. Honestly, if that one didn't fit so well in a lot of our like fights, like all of our like little descriptions, I would put that as I just want to see it, just because I think it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be such a fun fight. Which, by the way, I think this might be. Sure. I hope this is Merab's last fight at 135. I kind of hope he goes down to 125, just because if he wants to fight, he's not going to fight for the title at 135. Just go down.
No,
just go down.
He's so big though. Like, I know that weight cut. I feel like I don't know. I mean, I'm all for it because you're right. He's not competing with those top guys at 135.
And Aljo is going to be up there forever.
125.
I mean, not forever, but like he's been up there for a while. The most underappreciated champion now. He took over that Charles Oliveira mantle. So now it's Aljo who's the most disrespected. But yeah, I think he should just go down and go for a title. Make it fun. Also great for the Sarah Longo team. We're champions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. All right.
I love that camp.
Oh, they're the best. They're the best. We have actually a lot of cool people. We're actually cool couple people there. So, as I kind of alluded to a second ago, the last fight on our little descriptions is the fight we just want to see to sit back, relax, crack open a nice cold Modelo and some P3 protein snacks and just enjoy the fight. I'll just go ahead and say mine real quick because we've already talked about it, and then we'll finish with you. Mine is just Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman. Like, I just want to watch it, enjoy it, have some fun with it. I think it's going to be a really fun fight. I think it's going to be pretty close. I don't think it's as wide as like lines and stuff make it out to be. I think it's going to be a finish one way or the other, but I think it's just going to be a fun fight, man. This is a fight I've been looking forward to for like over forever. since Usman's been champion, man. I've been waiting.
This fight's been in the making for a long time.
Gosh,
there's a reason it's the main event. Like
also because it's also the one title fight.
Yeah, no, also that. But I mean that kind of vibe.
And Usman's the biggest star in the entire.
Yeah, and then Leon Edwards.
Well, actually, Izzy.
Really
sorry,
good.
Sorry, Izzy's the best. I think Izzy's. Is Izzy the biggest still? I think Usman's making a case.
He's up there.
I think Usman's.
It's definitely between Usman and Izzy, and
I think
Ngannou could make a claim to that as well. But
I think it's pretty close. I think it's pretty tied.
It's a lot tighter than probably the UFC. If you ask, like 2 years ago, you say who'd be more popular, Usman or Izzy? I think landslide Izzy. But nowadays, it's
for sure.
Yeah, it's close
for sure,
100%. All right,
Usman's outfits and all that, you know.
I like how Usman's kind of taking the Colby Covington like fashion style.
Yeah, right. He is. He's like, that kind of worked. That made him popular. Let me give it a little try.
He comes out with like a Bang Energy suit tonight.
Yeah, right.
Oh, please. Please.
Oh, that'd be so funny. All right.
Yeah, it would be funny.
Anthony, your fight, you just want to sit back and relax and just watch.
Yeah, that for me is Sean Woodson against Luis Saldana.
Ooh, yes.
I'm a big Sean Woodson fan. I love the way he fights. I love his striking. I love his pressure. And I actually do like Saldana. I think his fights are also exciting. He just kind of tends to gas out, late second, third round. And Sean Woodson starts to turn it on more. And so I'm really curious to see how Saldana fares in that, whether he gets finished or he's able to survive all 3 rounds. But I'm expecting a finish in that fight. I think Woodson probably finishes Saldana at some point. But that's really the fight I'm looking to see the most. I think it's kind of underrated. Nobody's really talking about that fight. But I think it's one of those fights that potentially has also that fight of the night bonus.
I will say this. I wanted to put this as either the one I wanted to see or my also just bleed. I was between those. I was between putting out one of those two. But I thought my other picks made more sense. But no, I 100% agree. Also, I think Sean Woodson's body is just – it just makes no sense.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, he kind of reminds me of Jalen Turner just at 145 instead of 155. I mean, he's 6'2",
but his body doesn't look like. I feel like Sean Woodson, when you look at him, his body just looks awkward. Like it just doesn't make any sense. His fucking pants are up to his fucking chest.
Yeah, his legs are super long. His arms are super long. His torso's like this big, and he's definitely built weird.
He's a Slim Reaper. He should take the Slim Reaper nickname since Kevin Durant won't take it. Like, I'm telling you, I think that will fit him perfectly. The Slim Reaper, Sean Woodson.
Yeah.
Instead of the sniper.
That's pretty baller.
I think that'd be pretty bitchin'.
Yeah, that's definitely not bad, especially for fighting. That's a good one for fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Makes a lot more sense for fighting than basketball, Loki.
I don't know.
I would agree. I think it does, but yeah.
If it's
better than the Durantula or whatever the fuck people were trying to say.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Too bad what was it? Real quick, one last thing about Kevin Durant. Just gotta get this off my chest while we're talking about him. I liked him for a while. I got back on his train when he went to Brooklyn. But now he's trying to fire everyone again. I can't like him again. Like the fuck, dude.
I just think it's hilarious.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
I know. He's talking all that shit about LeBron, and LeBron wants to run teams and ruin teams, and then
he does the same shit, but worse.
He do the same thing,
but worse. But worse. Like,
at least LeBron's getting titles out of it.
Oh
and not publicly demanding people get traded,
or like publicly demanding your entire front office gets fired.
Front office get canned. Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, so let's we kind of went through I think a solid over half of the card. There's a couple fights we didn't go over.
There are only 4 remaining we haven't gone over.
Okay, let's start with the early prelims. Harrison, what do we got first?
So any thoughts on Daniel Lacerda versus Victor Altamirano?
Not really.
No, not entirely.
That's what I thought. Yep. Moving on. We got Amir Albazi versus Francisco.
Oh, Walmart Figgy, let's go. Dude, he's not gonna. It's Walmart Figgy getting another fat L. It's just they're just. I feel like they're set. This is another. I almost had this for my Dana White privilege, just because Francisco Figueiredo has that Figueiredo last name. Amir Albazi is a really good prospect in that division. They're setting him up just to beat the fucking shit out of him.
For sure.
So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
If you're losing to Malcolm Gordon, you have no shot against Amir Albazi. No. That's the way I see it.
Isn't Malcolm Gordon fighting? Isn't he fighting Muhammad Makayev?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, dude. That's gonna be.
Yeah, it's a beatdown.
Yeah, that's. Hopefully it's not just. Hopefully it's not like the Charles Johnson fight where he just hugs him for 15 minutes.
No, I think he'll get him out of there. I think Charles Johnson's a little.
Oh, I think Charles Johnson's really. I think he's a lot better than we all thought. or most people thought.
It's also in Abu Dhabi, so I think that Makayev's actually going to go for a finish this time instead of kind of just wrestling the guy and keeping it smooth.
Yeah. All right, I think I know the next one. Is it Maverick Shanna Young, Harrison?
It is Maverick Shanna Young.
I think this is a better fight than the Wu and Padalova fight.
Yeah, I mean,
is that because they're on the main event because Dana's privilege and
Yeah.
these two should have been on the main event instead?
No, they shouldn't have been on the main event. They should have still been on the
they shouldn't
prelims.
have.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
But
I think
you're going to throw a women's fight on the main event.
I think there's like a contract for it. I feel like I dead ass think they like have to have they have to have at least one women's fight.
I wouldn't be
makes sense,
surprised.
though. Yeah.
I would not be surprised. I mean, they're also working with Disney now. Disney.
The Mickey Mouse propaganda,
Yeah, super PC now. So
Mouse in the octagon.
Yeah.
I expect a finish in that fight, though. So you're right. That should be more exciting than the Yanan Wu Lucy Pudilova fight.
That'll be a good one. That'll be a real good one.
Without a doubt.
I'm excited too because Shanna Young's she's another prospect and it's kind of they fought once and what Young won, right? By finish.
No, Maverick submitted her in the first round.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Maverick submitted her. She was like 21, 22 years old, and she submitted her. So I mean, I fully expect it to happen again. Maverick's better than she was 3 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever that was. And Shanna Young is not.
Yeah.
Very good.
No. So is most.
I think this is a setup fight for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a setup fight too. All right, then the last one I think is the heavyweight fight, right?
Yeah, it's Tybura Romanov.
Yeah, Romanov.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if Romanov's real deal or not. Like Tybura's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good gatekeeper.
For sure. Yeah, this is definitely his biggest test to date. An actual grappler, an actual guy who's fought real heavyweight competition. He's fought Volkov, fought Derek Lewis, some other guys too. I'm blanking at the top of my head, but
It's okay.
Tybura's fought some actual legit heavyweights, not Chase Sherman and Jared Vandera. So.
And also the Juan Espino fight too was the
Juan Espino fight.
Yeah, that fight, like even though it was a split decision, they called it early because he got nut shotted. That was some bullshit. Yeah. I thought Juan was going to finish him in the final 3 minutes, but
yeah, for sure. Romanov kind of got saved in that one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought so too. That was no bias whatsoever. I did have a bet on. No one cares, but I had a bet on Juan Espino, and I thought he was going to submit him in third. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so there is our little preview. Let's go ahead and just do our official picks. And let's just run it through. Harrison, you get to. I know you probably don't know who most of these people are, but you're still gonna pick. Just pick anyone at random. Let's start off with the first fight we didn't talk about at all, and that was Daniel Liccardo, Victor Altamirano. I'm gonna go with Liccardo. I don't know why. I like the name.
Yeah, I'm on the same side. Big dogger pass there. Altamirano has a lot to be desired. Daniel Lacerda or Da Silva, I don't even know what his name is. It's different. It's different everywhere you look at. But he's had decent fights, so I'm going with him.
Okay. Harrison?
Yeah, well, let's make it 3-0.
All right, I like that.
Based on everything you said about Altamirano, just 3-0.
It's a low-level fight, but it'll be fun.
Exactly.
Eric Lang versus Jay Perrin. I like Jay a lot, actually, in this. I think he came up. I forget it was again. I'm spacing the name who we fought last, but it was a tough opponent, and he actually survived for a decent amount of time. Plus, also, I think we're gonna get to a decision, and I think America's just gonna side with the American because we're in Salt Lake City. That's something you have to kind of put into perspective. Like Salt Lake City, they're probably gonna lean a little bit more towards American. So that's kind of the end of the day. It's kind of how I put. That is my edge, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, he fought Mario Batista.
That's who it was. Who finished our boy Boom.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Boom.
I'm on the Kiri Lang side on that one.
There we go. I like the disagreement.
I think that the grappling is pretty even. I think the striking is on the Kiri Lang side. So that's how I'm siding with this one. But yeah, like you said, it is in Salt Lake City. You've heard all the NBA stories about the fans in Salt Lake City, so you can only imagine what that's going to be like and what the judging is going to be like. So.
I hope no one orders any pizza this weekend. That's all I ask for. No pizza this weekend.
If it goes to the decision, I'm going Perrin. But other than that, I think Killing would probably knock him out.
You gotta pick one. You can't pick both.
I'll go finish for Killing.
Fucking politician ass answer.
I like it.
What? Moving on to Costco Figueiredo versus Amir Albazi. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Kirkland Figueiredo.
Oh, yeah, I can't. I have to go Albazi there. It's just, I just can't go the other way. I like the nickname, but I can't support it.
Agreed.
All right. I'll die on that hill. I'll die on the
Kirkland
Walmart,
Figueiredo.
Kirkland, Walmart, fucking Dollar Tree, Figueiredo. We got them all. AJ Fletcher versus Angelusa. Fuck. I'm gonna go last on this one. I'm gonna wait to see what you guys have to say. Let's start with you, Anthony.
I'm going Angelusa. I think the takedown defense will hold up. He has a granite chin. Don't see him getting knocked out. He has like a 7-inch reach advantage. So if it's standing up and they're striking, I don't see how he doesn't piece him up. I don't think Semmelsberger's the greatest striker in the world, and Fletcher was kind of getting pieced up by him. So I'm going Angelusa with this one. But again, it's a fun fight, and
I think I don't even know what the over under is on it. I would say the over. I don't think either of them finishes the other. I think they're both just too durable.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah, Harrison.
I'll just be a contrarian and pick AJ Fletcher.
Okay, because I'm also going with Ange. I want to pick AJ so bad, but it's just he's just gotten fucked. I don't know why the UFC doesn't like him. Give him a can, dude. Like,
yeah. I mean, granted,
throw him a bone.
This is more of his level, I guess, if you will, in terms of experience.
Yeah.
You know, these guys aren't super experienced.
Both second official fight in the UFC. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But you're right. They're not giving him a bum.
No,
they're giving him a guy who's actually good at fighting.
Yes. the UFC record that he has is like does not replicate how good he actually is.
No, not at all.
No. All right, moving on next. Miranda Maverick, Shanna Young. I'm gonna go with the Maverick train. I'm gonna go with Maverick.
Yeah, Maverick by sub.
Yeah,
I think she gets her out of
Maverick as well.
Yeah,
round one,
armbar, whatever. I don't care. She'll get her somehow with the sub.
Cinch it in.
Yeah. Woodson Saldana. I'm gonna go with the Slim Reaper. I know it's not his official nickname, but we're gonna start that. He is the Slim Reaper.
Yeah. Sean Woodson by KO, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm rolling.
I'll hop on that train too.
Round 3.
Woodson.
Round 3 Woodson.
I love it.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to sprinkle that a little bit. Next, we got Leonardo Santos with Jared Gordon. No bias whatsoever. Jared Gordon was on the show on Tuesday. I'm going with Jared Gordon. No bias.
No bias. Yeah, I'm also going Gordon.
Don't be a dick.
I'm Jared Gordon.
Attaboy.
There it is.
Put the pride aside.
There we go.
Marcin Tybura versus Alexander Romanov. I'm gonna go with Tybura. I just the experience level. I mean, everyone Romanov's fought kind of really isn't that great. And the one guy he fought that was like actually kind of competent. He got saved by a nut shot. So I'm gonna go with Tybura just purely off that.
I'm with you on that one. Biggest test in competition. And they're heavyweight fighters, and you don't like to lay that heavy juice on heavyweight fighters to begin with, unless it is like a Francis Ngannou or a Cyril Gane or someone like that, and neither one of those guys are that. So we're gonna take Marcin Tybura with that dog money.
Hell yeah!
I think one of the cards I caught had Tybura on it, so I liked watching him fight, so I'm gonna go Tybura.
All right, up next we got Murder, Tyson Pedro, Harry Hunsucker. I mean, can I just say we're all taking Pedro and move on?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. RIP to another Harry. So.
Next we got Who Cares Yanan versus Lucy Padilova. I'm gonna go Who. No, wait, no. Sorry, wrong. Lucy Padilova for the Czech Republic. Dana White privilege.
Yeah, but that's what I'm on. I think that the narrative is there, and Wu's not good. So.
Yeah, you guys were shitting on Wu earlier, so I'm like, I would take Padilova there.
There you go. Attaboy. Next, we got, now we're coming up to it's kind of crazy. I think you can call Aldo and Costa, like these next two fights, you could both call them like the people's main events. But like all three of these fights are kick-ass, which I feel like we haven't had in a minute, like on a pay-per-view card. Or like all three of like the later fights are like kick-ass. You know?
Yeah, it should be.
It's gone like mid, like really solid, or
like 277, like the co-main with Kai and Brandon Moreno is my real main event, but it is what it is.
That was a great fight.
That was an awesome fight. Well, to be fair, so was Pena and Nunes, which again,
it wasn't bad at all.
People are afraid to say Pena got her ass kicked, but we'll say it. Jose Aldo, Merab Dvalishvili. I'm gonna have to go with Aldo, man. I think the takedown defense is gonna work. I think Merab will win round 3, but I also stand by the Saldamato thing. I really do think this is going to be a really, really close fight. I think it is going to be a split decision one way or the other. And you can make a case that both won, which is kind of a politician answer by giving it. But I'm going to pick Aldo, but I will 100% understand why you could make a case Merab won.
For sure. I'm on the Merab side here. I just think that relentless pressure will eventually tire Jose out. I'm not saying, he hasn't shown anything that being 35, he's slowing down at all, but at some point he has to slow down, right?
Yeah.
And if he does, Merab is the guy to make him slow down. Dude averages like 7 takedowns a fight. He's an absolute monster. Cardio's on point. So
can literally never go wrong with a Merab decision ticket.
No,
literally,
you can't. You really can't.
I'm also going Merab just because age over experience kind of thing. The younger fighter, all that fun stuff.
It's been almost a year, so I can go against Merab, even though he was on the show a year ago. It's been over a year.
Yeah. Hey, we'll get him back on soon.
No bias whatsoever. Yeah. Paulo Costa, Luke Rockhold. Shit, dude. Like the past 24 hours and seeing how Luke Rockhold's mentality is, a part of me is like, maybe he isn't gonna get chinned, and he actually like is kind of motivated because he's like, I don't need money and all that, which usually means he needs money. So I'm gonna go with Paulo Costa.
Yeah, I gotta go Costa here. Rockhold just has not looked good. And then he was on a 3-year layoff. And he's 37 years old.
When was his last win? Like 2016? 2017?
Yeah, it was a
Real
long...
tough
It's like
combination
it's like literally when people talk about Conor McGregor hasn't won since fucking 2016. Cerrone doesn't count. That's what Rockhold's going through right now too.
Yeah, he beat who was with David Branch? Yeah. And yeah, I was looking, I didn't even know who that was truthfully when I was looking it up, but he beat Thiago Santos, that guy did. So
that's impressive.
Then he lost to Cannonier, lost to Jack Hermanson, and then got cut. So
interesting.
And that was in 2019 he got cut. So he lost to Rockhold in 2017 and then got cut in 2019. So
it's only been 5 years, not 6. It's been 5 years. Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit better for Rockhold.
Oh wow,
that's a little bit better. Harrison, who are you gonna?
Got to go with the funniest fighter on Twitter, Paulo Costa.
God damn, he's so funny.
Easy.
He is so funny. I love.
He's so goddamn funny.
I still think the best Paulo Costa moment was when he posted a picture of Dana with a really, really young Rose Namajunas. It's like, delete it, you goof.
Oh yeah.
Or like when he was screenshotting the DMs he was getting,
Or when he like will go on Facebook and just he'll like message people that have the same name as like other people. So like he'll message a random Dana White, he'll message the wrong Jake Paul and people like that. Dude's such
so good.
He's a troll for sure.
Such a troll, dude. I don't understand.
That's a good
That's
time.
kind of troll too because
he's good at
it's
it.
Like not harmful at all.
No, it's just hilarious.
It's just funny.
He's so funny, dude. I think what makes no, and that's why it also makes zero sense why he's getting Luke Rockhold. It makes no sense whatsoever.
No,
because Dana should hate him.
I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for Luke. I
do too.
But at the same time, like, hey, he took this fight. You accepted it. You didn't have to say yes. You could have said
I wish he got
no.
the Strickland fight, dude. That would have been a lot more fun and a lot less like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The Strickland fight would have been a much closer fight, in my opinion.
And a better in terms like for him, like in getting him back.
Yeah.
Getting him back. Like, if he wants to fight more than just one fight, it's good to get him like.
And that press conference would have been great. Strickland and Rockhold in a press conference.
Can we talk about the press conference? We're recording this at like 1:00 Eastern time. We haven't got the press conference is in a couple hours. Yeah. Dude, the press conference tonight is going to be funny. Like, it's going to be funny.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Paulo Costa is going to be so funny. I keep going back to it, but he's just going to be such a clown.
When he told Vittori, like, whatever it was, he was like, why should I have to cut weight? It's like, what do you mean, why should I have to cut weight?
He's like, I have to fight it it's like, you agreed to 185, then I agreed to 195, and then I agreed to 205, and Paul's like, I don't know, that's your problem.
Yeah, like, what? Great. Just he's a comedian.
The absolute best.
He is
a straight comedian.
He is so fucking funny, man. A part of me wants him to beat Izzy. Just imagine like Paulo Costa as a champion. Like, that would be so
right. Oh, it'd be so funny.
It would be the best championship tour of all time.
But it's never gonna happen. At least not in the UFC.
No.
It won't happen in the UFC.
No, not at all.
No. All right. So
while Izzy's holding that belt.
Time for the main event. One of the fights we've kind of talked about. One of the fights we've been looking forward to a very long time. We got Kamaru Usman, Leon Edwards. We've all kind of we both kind of made our case. I'm Leon Edwards. Anthony's on Kamaru Usman. Harrison, I'm assuming you're on Usman too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Never died Usman.
Yeah. Well, that's our first ever preview. Thought that was a good interview. I thought that was fun. That was good. That was a good time.
That was good.
That was a good time.
For sure.
That was a good time.
For sure.
So that's UFC 278. If you want a little friend of the program parlay, support the boys, Jared Gordon and Bubba Jenkins. I don't know what the fuck that payment is, but if you're not doing it for friends of the program, that's probably a very bad parlay. But if you want to support the friends of the program, it's a great parlay.
Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead and dive on into our medals for the week and wrap this thing on up. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick us off with this. I'm gonna go with my bronze medal. He was originally, I had him slotted at the silver. I dropped him down a notch just based on some comments he made yesterday. But my bronze medal, it goes to Dana White. Oh wow, what a surprise! What a shocker. He not to kiss his ass. He did finally admit to criticism. He's like, Shane Burgos, we let him go. We fucked up. I have never once heard Dana White say, we fucked up. That was crazy. I never thought I'd hear those words come out of his mouth. But then he dropped the spot because he immediately said, everyone who watches the sport and complains should just shut up and watch. So I almost took him off the list completely. But the fact that he said he fucked up with Burgos, we'll give him some props. Bronze medal, Dana White. Good job.
We love a humble Dana moment.
Don't last long.
For sure.
Doesn't last long.
They don't last long.
I think it lasted like 2 minutes. And then he went on the rant.
Literally.
Hey, like, for a brief moment in time, he was humbled. So
it's like he short-circuited.
Yeah, it's like he got out of character for a second. It's like, wait a minute.
A glitch in the Matrix real quick.
Yeah, we we went into another metaverse. We went into another universe real quick. A parallel universe where Dana White's actually like a humble, down to earth guy.
Man, Mark Zuckerberg should get on that for the metaverse.
Yeah.
Add that as a feature.
All right, Harrison, let's give on to your bronze medal for the week.
Yeah, my bronze medal goes to dumbass decisions. Because we were talking about before we recorded, but Deshaun Watson is only getting 11 games and $5 million as a fine. Like, that's the dumbest decision the NFL could have made. Like, you either suspend him the whole season and be like, yeah, all this shit happened and we're punishing him for it. Or you acknowledge that it happened, but only suspend him 11 weeks and give him, like, I don't know, $5 million fine, which is like nothing to him. It's like a penny.
Yeah.
So, and he's coming back to play the Texans. Like, what the? This is so goddamn
I have a deep fake conspiracy. I think the NFL has been at every practice and watched how bad he's been. Because if you watched a preseason game, he wasn't that good. I wonder if they've gone in. I wonder if they went in and watched. Or like, you know what? Let's have them play the Texans the first week because the Texans, like, they're gonna get shit on all year, but they're not that bad. And I'm saying that as a Colts fan too. Like, they're not that bad. What if they come out and just beat the fucking
quarterback's name?
Davis Mills, longest neck in the NFL.
Davis,
They're dude,
the GOAT.
If they just beat the piss out of the Browns the first week Deshaun Watson comes back, like, what better story could you write?
Yeah, get Deshaun on
the Browns will lose to the Panthers and the Texans.
Bench him. And then friend of the program, Jacoby, can come on and help the Browns out. You know,
Jacoby. I love Jacoby, but he's not going to. He's not going to help
Jacoby.
He's not going to help the Browns. God, dude, he's dirty. The Browns. I forgot, dude. They have no receivers. Their receivers suck.
No,
they don't. They really don't.
They lost Odell.
They lost Jarvis.
Is Juice still there?
Their best receiver is David Njoku, who's their tight end.
Yeah, Jarvis is on
Njoku's a good tight end.
He's not Jameis's favorite weapon. Now we need to get Odell. Odell should go to the.
They have Amari Cooper though.
Oh fuck! I forgot they got Amari.
Oh,
that's right. I knew they had someone. I just couldn't remember who it was.
But that's it. They literally have Amari Cooper, and then you're throwing a Kareem Hunt out of the backfield.
And now he wants out.
Just requested a trade.
Yeah, he wants out.
He requested a trade.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to play with this guy, even though he's out here kicking women on the floor in hotel
putting
lobbies
babies
and shit.
You know,
I may kick women, but at least I don't make them touch my penis.
Touch my dick, It's 2022. You don't make them touch your wiener. You just pump them. That's all you do, right?
Exactly.
Crazy.
It's crazy. All right, Anthony, your bronze medal for the week. Your first ever medal. Who's getting your first ever bronze medal?
My first medal is going to actually Luke Rockhold.
Oh,
like that. I've actually liked what he's been saying this week. And I support it. On Twitter, I've been kind of roasting him and talking a little shit, but just in general, I mean, I think he's right. It's crazy that these guys don't have medical. Like, they literally are getting punched in the face and kicked in the face for a living. Like, how do you not give these guys medical? Fight bonuses. It's been $50K for a long ass time. Like, UFC is making more money. We should start scaling up. I'm not saying these guys should be in 200,000 bonuses and stuff, but 60, 75.
They did 75 for like 2 events, and then they stopped doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Just stupid stuff. And then he called out the Nelk Boys reporter about the Cheeto Vera and the mask. So he's really just calling out the bullshit, and I appreciate it because the UFC has a lot of bullshit that goes on, and I think people aren't really willing to say much because you're kind of independent contractors, and so you really don't have much of a say what happens or who you fight. You kind of just have to agree, and if they say no, then you have, I think it's like 6 months in between each time that they can give you like an opponent. So if they propose someone to you and you're like no, well then you don't have to wait 6 months, but the UFC has the ability to wait. Okay, well we're gonna wait 6 months until we give you somebody else. So these guys really just, you can't say much, and so I appreciate Luke Rockhold for going out there and standing up for people who really don't have the ability to stand up for themselves at the moment. So that's my bronze medal.
I appreciate that one. I like that one a lot too. We kind of talked about that a lot too. Luke Rockhold, very base this week. Base Rockhold is a great one. And speaking of the Nelk reporter, it's crazy how he got credentials. I know it's just because he kissed his ass to the Nelk guys, but why is that kind of press conferences? What kind of questions do you ask? He's like, hey dude, how fast can you shotgun a beer? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like
how fast can you pull down a joint real quick? Like, what the fuck?
Do you get spray tans? Like, come on, like all those guys have fucking spray tans. Like,
I actually dead ass.
What kind of body
I forgot to ask this because I was going to ask Matt Semmelsberger this when we had him on, because I noticed his last fight he actually had a little bit of a tan. This made me think about it. Then I watched this fight with AJ Fletcher and he was like pale as shit. And I forgot to ask him, like, did you purposely go out there and get a tan so he didn't look so pale again? Because it's like
that's funny.
Well, it's like, because like you have to think about that. Like, if you're gonna go into a fight, like a little bit of he's like, I don't want to be pale as shit because then the lights make me look disgusting and gross and like I'm a vampire. No, you don't want that.
Yeah, no,
I notice every single like mark on you, like every zit, every punch mark, everything.
Well, yeah, if you're pale too, once you get hit with like a nice body shot, your fucking body probably just gets redder as a motherfucker.
Reminds me of Kai Kara France.
That bruise lasts for like years.
Dude, that bruise made no sense in my mind. Like, cause like the scrapes, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Kai Kara France.
Yeah, the scrapes. I didn't really understand how that. Like, maybe it's just the way the foot came off, but like it was kind of weird. It's like a claw mark. It's crazy.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
Wolverine.
Well, yeah, shit. Brandon Moreno. Brand of the Wolverine Moreno. So let's move on to our silvers. My silver, even though we just kind of shit on them a little bit, it's frat boys, but it's not for any of those reasons. If you pay attention to college football, Ole Miss found their new punter. It was a long investigative search, and they went to a frat party, and during a little drunken shenanigans, they realized that this guy used to be a punter at another D1 program. I didn't do enough research to find out which program it was. It's probably like a D1A, like the one right below, like the FCS or FBS, whatever it is. But anyway, they found out the punter at a frat party. That's pretty sick. But he probably won't ever be used because Lane Kiffin just goes for it every single time. So shout out frat boys. D1 athletes.
That's every frat boy's dream. Like, you're just partying at your house, and then all of a sudden the coach of your football team shows up and like, we need you.
Isn't that what we throw?
It's like the dream come true.
Isn't that why we throw footballs in the front yard? And open the coach is like, oh, he can be QB. He can be QB1. All right, Harrison, your silver medal.
My silver medal goes to the Big Ten. Canceled their deal with ESPN, got a new 7-year deal worth $1.2 billion a year with Fox, CBS, and NBC.
Oh, wow.
So my question is, IU, why the fuck is my tuition still this high? If you're making $1.2 billion a year, like the Big Ten's making that much money, you're still asking me for $50,000 for out of state. Fuck off with that shit. Just like, come on.
It's to pay for women's field hockey. Money. You got to pay for them.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think that would have be covered, but no. Apparently not.
Who the fuck is this? Some dude named Big Papa Smurf just followed the Living Fit Twitter.
Big Papa.
Big Papa Smurf. Shout out Big Papa Smurf.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's my silver medal of the week. Pretty simple.
Pretty easy, pretty simple. What the fuck is this? Why am I? Someone just, dude. For some reason, I'm getting these weird Twitter notifications. Someone added me to like a group text with 50 people, asking, "Are you looking for a part-time job now?" Instead of sending it to each person individually, they grouped 50 people together.
Incredible.
What?
Incredible.
Fuck? All right. Anyway, Anthony, you're silver.
My silver medal actually goes to my Los Angeles Lakers for locking LeBron up for 2 more years. That was big time. I think that whether he wins or not, it helps the Lakers. You know, brings in money, helps get players there potentially that would like to come. And as a Lakers fan, if LeBron was gone, we'd be absolutely trash.
I think this means you guys are going to trade your. I think you're going to trade that first round pick now for Kyrie. I think that's what. I think that was the big thing behind the contract extension.
Yep, I think so too. I think before training camp, Russ and 2 first-rounders are going out the door, and Kyrie Irving is coming in the door. I think that was kind of the deal breaker for LeBron, and he's been pushing for that, which is ironic since he was the reason why they went and got Russ and didn't go get Buddy Hield in the gang. So, yeah, but that's my silver medal. The Lakers and getting LeBron to come back, convincing him to come back, and clearly they did something to make him feel like it was worthwhile for him.
They're definitely getting Kyrie. I don't think that's even a question. It's just a matter of when and not if. Like it's
exactly.
It's going to happen. Which, by the way, we've talked about this extensively on the show. That was one of the dumbest trades ever. Like they could have got Buddy Hield and I think Ken Bazemore or somebody like that. And instead they went out and got Russell Westbrook. And now they're begging the Pacers to trade Buddy Hield to them.
Yeah,
it's
just bad.
Just bad vibes. So moving on to gold medal. My gold medal, we already talked about it. Luke Rockhold gets my gold medal. I've said it 1,000 times. I used to hate the dude. I love him now. I think he's a great guy. I like the fact that he's just going out and saying everything that's on his mind. He's getting a lot of things off his chest, calling out the bullshit that's going on within UFC and things of that nature. And also just want to say something nice about Luke Rockhold before he gets fucking stiffed tomorrow night. So gold medal.
Absolutely based.
Harrison, your gold medal?
My gold medal goes to Shohei Ohtani because with every passing game, that tungsten Armo Doyle tweet just keeps getting harder and harder to beat. Like he went 4 for 5 last night with a home run, a triple, and 4 RBIs, and they still fucking lost. It's unreal. Get Mike Trout and Shohei out of there. That feels so bad for the Angels fans and the players in that organization. It's just bad.
At least you're not the Padres who gave 200, or not even 200, he gave a shitload of money to Tatis, who's now blaming being caught for steroids on a steroid that he wasn't even tested for and saying he got it because of a haircut.
He said it was
ringworm.
Yeah, ringworm. Yeah.
Ringworm, yeah. And he said he got it because of a bad haircut. Like, what the fuck?
As a former wrestler, I would rather admit to steroids than admit that I had ringworm.
I think admitting to steroids, if you admit you did steroids, I think you gain more respect. I genuinely think people
just own up to it.
When Chael Sonnen said, I did steroids, people now love him forever.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, shit.
I agree. And
you look more shiesty if you hide it. If you come out and just say, look, I did it, people are going to be like, hell yeah, good shit.
You're him.
You got around the rules.
You are literally him if you admit
You're him.
To it.
It's Timothy.
All right. Let's go and wrap this thing up. Anthony, last medal of the day, your gold medal.
My gold medal of the day. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's a fan at the Yankees game getting a haircut mid-game because they're just so trash. Like they're just so, like dude is literally getting faded like in the game, like in the stands. He has the apron on and someone's just giving him a haircut in the stands. And I thought that was hilarious because the Yankees have been absolute shit lately. Donaldson.
Yeah, Josh Donaldson had a grand slam last night.
He had a grand slam last night. But before that, I mean, they were on a skid. They were losing. They were looking bad.
They were shitting all over Joey Gallo. Gallo gets traded to the Dodgers, starts heating it up. And they can't even get
hit a walk-off homer or something. Like, it's just, so that's what it, to the Yankees and to this Yankees fan who was getting a haircut mid-game. I thought that was hilarious. So that's my gold medal.
I love it. That's a good one. I'm going to give a shout, speaking of baseball, shout out the White Sox fans for bullying Tony La Russa a couple of games ago. I don't know if you guys saw that either. The fans are yelling, "Put it at him, angle, the pitch front." He yelled it like 7 times, and then finally Tony La Russa's sleepy ass is like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And he says that angle, and then they won because of that decision. So shout out that fan for being a better manager than Tony La Russa. And also, speaking of LeBron real quick, shout out Skip Bayless. He literally admitted.
Oh my God.
He literally admitted, "I'm going to hate on LeBron's bloodline as long as I live." Undisputed, his focal point is going to be Bronny James.
When he tweeted, like when he said that, my mind went to that skit from I Think You Should Leave. Oh my God, he admitted it.
Like
he finally said it.
Like it's crazy how I always thought the minute Skip Bayless said anything about Bronny or Bryce, LeBron was going to snap and finally like acknowledge Skip. But he didn't even acknowledge him this time. Do you think that hurts Skip more than anything in the world? That LeBron James won't even acknowledge him.
I mean, you spend your
and LeBron. Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say you spend your whole life talking about someone and they just don't acknowledge you whatsoever. Like that like I feel like that's the only reason why he's still trying to do it is like just trying to get that one response out of LeBron. And
he's just going hard.
I don't know if he'll
the
ever
second LeBron like even looks his way, he'll be like, "All right, I'm good. I got the response. Don't need to do it."
He's just going. Yeah. It's gonna be one of those. I don't know what it's gonna be. I thought that was gonna be the one, and it didn't get LeBron.
Yeah.
Oh, if he says something about like Juri or Savannah.
If he goes after the daughter, I think the daughter. Would
I think the daughter or the wife, I think, is what will.
But I don't think Skip would cross that line. Would he?
He called Dak Prescott a bitch for talking about mental health awareness.
That's
true. He did. He did do
People
that.
forget that. People forget Dak Prescott.
That's his own quarterback.
Skip Bayless is calling him a pussy because he had
Yeah, that was sad. That was bad.
Oh, brother Skip.
Oh my God.
I think the funniest thing about Skip Bayless, I don't know if you guys saw it, was he talked to his wife and he's like, I had a conversation with my wife and she said LeBron James is her favorite player. And I was like, bro.
And when he talked about,
I mean, it makes perfect.
He was talking about the Bronny James thing too, and he was just like, I don't ever check social media, I don't check the Twitter thing. And all of a sudden, Ernestine pulls me aside, and she's like, Skip, what are you doing? And he's like, well, in typical Ernestine fashion, she's always on LeBron's side. She said, Skip, you went too far. And I guess it is what it is.
It's crazy.
I've never seen his wife. She just looks like a female version of Skip Bayless.
She does.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like they're clones.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what we got for the show. Anyone else have any more shout outs before we wrap this bad boy on up?
No.
We're good.
We're good.
No.
All right. I think for our first show of the new era, that was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good one for the debut of the new era. Next, we got Tegan Quatoriano. He is the last interview without Anthony involved. We got a lot of really cool interviews coming up here soon. But yeah, we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Enjoy the fights this weekend. We'll have a post-show thing. We'll have a little teaser on Sunday, and then we'll have the full post-cap on next Tuesday. So without further ado, see you guys on Tuesday. See ya. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me all the way to the end. I just want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.fit. If you're looking to better yourself, make sure you go to download the app or visit the website Living.fit today.